All right, welcome back. So, got a few things that came in. The kill switches for both my two strokes. Those came in. And then Lewis from Smith RC Studios had sent over some stuff he couldn't use. And that stuff showed up. So we're going to get this stuff put on. So rear support brace, front top plate. So that's pretty cool. We can get that stuff put on. And then, you know, we had to do it. Had to go out and get the Sledge. People are going to get me calling this thing a slug with all the comments people have been talking about lately. Radio. Oh, this thing's got styrofoam all over it. So it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it would be. But got our little jumper so we can run 1/6S pack. Some tools, wheel hex, and the owner's manual, which we never read anyway. Then somehow I've never taken off these bodies before, so you got to unclip it, push forward from what I've seen, get the bag off of there, and there we go. Wish there was more green on it for me. It's really pretty much black with little green accents. The body feels thin up here, but pretty much anywhere the cage is. Do like the roof sliders on it. Yeah, pretty cool looking body. Flat nose, which I never like flat nose because it's going to end up slamming into stuff. But yeah, there we go. Aluminum bell crank. The brace. This brace in person really looks good. Wonder if I should run 1/6S on this thing. So there's the battery tray deal. Feels pretty good. Normal slop in the front wheels. And that is in, some is in the wheel, some is in the bell crank. Yeah, it looks like it's in the bell crank. It's funny, it's got a aluminum Ackerman bar, but then it's got plastic uprights. Looks like, yeah, servo saver looks plastic. Servo saver feels okay. Yeah. Feels pretty good. You can see the sections where the glue just didn't bite on the tires. It's got a couple of spots. But for the most part, they're glued pretty far around. Oh, nope. This is what I tell you guys to always look for. So you guys can see what I'm seeing. Brand new wheel, right out of the box, look. You see that gap right there? This big old gap? That's going to come unglued right there. That's good. That's good. That's good. So basically missed one spot right there. About a 1/4 inch through the tire right here. And I just check for that kind of stuff, knowing how Traxxas wheels love to blow off. There is one spot right there. I'll show you guys. I don't know if you can see it, but right here. See how that pulls away? That doesn't. That's good. Good bond. But right there you can tell where the machine pretty much didn't get it there. So I am going to glue these things up. This is just the outer. I still got to check the inner. Oh, there we go right there. Watch that spot right there. See that hole? It's a really tiny spot, but when you get to sending this thing and triggering it in the air, see how that starts to open up? See how the glue starts to pull away? Right there. That's what I look for. So what I end up doing is re-gluing them while it's clean, so that I can ensure that the tires aren't going to come apart. Now, will it last the first bash? Most likely. I think it'll last probably, you know, couple battery packs in, 3-4 battery packs in. I'm going to end up having a tire blow off, because that crack is just going to get more and more and more. So another thing I'll have to do is change out these battery ends. I'm going to grab a 6S pack and see if a 6S pack works on this. I'll be right back. See what battery choices I have. So that 6S pack looks like that's going to be the way for me, is one 6S pack. So that's the way I'm going to run it. Put some padding on one, add some padding because this is a short pack. And that should do good, but that ain't going to work. So and I don't think I have Traxxas to XT90 or anything. Alright, so what I do have is some adapters that go to XT60s. And then I have my puffy 6-month-old Gens Ace batteries. Every one of them are kind of puffy. I've only used them once or twice, but I don't know if they'll fit in here, because they're so darn puffy. Yeah. See, they don't fit. You can't double stack them. So only the 6S pack I'm going to have, which means what I really need to do is just get rid of my adapters and run an XT90 on it. I can put those on. That's why I keep them. So all I have to do is unsolder those things. Yep, we'll unsolder those, get rid of the little wire in the center, and I'll just run those. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and we'll be right back. Alright, so even when I desolder, you put a little solder on the tip. It helps bind the two, is what I find. And usually the solder on these factory connectors are really like good normally. There we go. I always plug in the other side to hold the pin straight. See how that's not going? If I tin it and add some solder to it, it makes it conduct a lot better, and then it's easier to desolder stuff. Like that. So that one's ready. Let's do this one. There we go. So I got my connectors all ready. Positive, negative's the round side. So we're going to start with this positive one. Here's your warning label saying not to remove the connectors. The way I look at it, even if I void the warranty on this ESC, I'll probably put a Max 6 in it later on anyway. I've never really had Traxxas, like I said, Traxxas ESCs go bad. It does happen though. Try to give me as much wire as I can. Always save the connectors you cut off, because you never know. I am going to have to make a jumper too. That's what this is. That'll be my jumper. And then positive. And negative. Wish the solder would stop gripping on the tires. And I put those plastic things on backwards. So that's a little warm. Do the same thing. Make sure you put it on the right way. So this one's going to be the negative. Alright, now I got to do the jumper. Wire's hot. There we go. Now I got a jumper. Hots. For this, so this is all stuff you guys shouldn't have to do unless if you buy the Traxxas batteries and the stuff that they want you to run. For me, I want to run my own stuff. So I wonder if out the back is better. Just like this. Now we'll get some batteries in it and see if it works. Got our jumper on here. And it doesn't come with batteries, so let me grab some batteries. Throw some batteries in this thing. Probably should have checked these batteries, but they should be good. They were in a Traxxas remote. Let's see. On, green light. Well, my steering trim's almost all the way to one side already to center it. Let's go give it a rip outside. What do you say? Be right back. All right, so we're outside. We're gonna give this a little run, see how the shock tuning is, check our steering, make sure everything's good. I still have to glue the tires, but spinning them up like this will stretch them out a little bit. Oh, has a kick up in the back. Steering's very lazy. And the tires balloon a lot. Steering servo feels like a crawler. Wow, he's driving fast.
Nice RC car.
Thank you. God, the mesh sounds really tight as well. It's making a lot of gear noise. No wheelies, tends to diff out. All right, before I blow these tires up, the thing stops. It's like it's got a drag brake on. So it's either a drag brake or the mesh is way too tight. And the tires balloon a lot and the center diff seems weak. But let's get inside. I want to get these tires glued up. That's going to end this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, well, I'm back inside. I wanted to check this center diff, and the mesh is super tight. So that's what all that whining is. I want to say, is this thing a plastic? There is no play in this mesh. None. I can't even wiggle it. Look. Nothing. So I don't know if the motor slid over during shipping. Maybe the box was dropped on its side. I don't know, but that mesh is way too tight. For that little rip, motor's getting warm already. So that's not a good thing in any way. So definitely mesh needs to be checked right out of the box. Tires need to be glued. And then I'm probably going to look at the center diff because it's diffing out. To have 20 million in the center, screws are tight. I can see this slide now. Is that wire smashed? Oh no, that's a loop. Yeah, so it has to be slid all the way to the right and then tightened down. And then we have our play. God, that's still tight. It's like the gear doesn't give you enough room. Yeah, it's not giving me enough room to slide it over. Definitely not enough room. Gotta pretty much force this thing out of the way. Let me grab another driver. Gotta pry that motor all the way over. I can already tell on some bad landings that maybe I gotta trim something. There we go. I got the click now. So the mesh is good, but definitely check your mesh out of the box. I don't know. I think that motor mount design's really gonna have to change. It looks like this side thing is hitting the motor mount, and it needs to be trimmed a little to allow the screws to slide over a little more, which is easy. I'll get a Dremel and do that, and that'll give me some more adjustment, but I'm not going to be able to put a taller pinion on there. I might want to check this pinion to see how tight it is. And but first thing I'm going to do, get all these tires off. I'm going to knock them all off. I'm going to get them glued, let them sit overnight, and then we'll run it tomorrow. But I wouldn't bash it the way it was out of the box, and that's why I run at my house. But I like to show everything. Right now, first impressions for me, Creighton felt better out of the box. Steering servo on this is way too slow. Creighton feels a lot better. But only time will tell. We'll get it out, we'll bash it the way it is, and I think that steering servo is going to have to go. Thanks for watching.